What is up, guys? Mango here. Just wanted to give you a quick update on my hand set to list and testing. So a couple things I want to cover is the Tech plus DJ combo. How does it work and why is it so busted? Then I want to go over the list real quick, and then I want to talk about a couple individual cards. Maybe do a little of like a this card versus this card, and compare what it has been working and what hasn't, and some potential cards that you may want to add depending on how deep you want to go into making this combo happen. So yeah, that's it. Let's get to it. Okay, so how does it all work? What are we trying to do? Well, DJ is the first piece of the puzzle. When you smuggle DJ, you take control of an enemy resource, and if DJ were to leave play, then the owner takes control of that resource back. But because we have hand solo, we can use the action to put a card from our hand into play as a resource, and at the start of the next action phase, we're going to defeat a resource that we control. And as you may have guessed, we are going to choose to defeat the resource that DJ just stole. So even when DJ leaves play, there will be nothing for the owner to take back. So that means that we are essentially ramping while taking away a resource from our opponent, and that is just devastating. That is very, very hard to come back from. But we cannot pay 9 to smuggle DJ in. That is just a ridiculous cost, and that is where tech comes in. Tech gives DJ a secondary smuggle cost for 5, since DJ costs 3. It's just 3 plus 2. And that is a much more reasonable cost and very, very worth it. So how does the combo actually work? Well, you need to have tech in play. Then you either do the hand solo action, or if you already have 5 resources, you could do DJ to steal the resource. But yeah, at some point you still need to do the hand solo action to create the resource, because we need to burn it at the end of the turn. And for that to happen, DJ has to survive. So the most optimal play that you have is in turn 1, you spark of Rebellion, and you take away whatever can either kill Tech or can kill DJ. On turn 2, you play Tech from your hand so that he costs 3 instead of the small cost of 4. And then on turn 3, you use the hand action to create a 5th resource, and then you can smuggle DJ. And steal one of those resources, and at the end you get to discard it. I cannot stress enough how powerful this combo is, but you actually don't need to get it off at turn 3. That is just the fastest way that you can do it. Sometimes you may not even want to do that, because you know that your opponent has something that can either kill Tech before DJ comes out, or can kill DJ before he survives the end of the round, for you to actually get rid of to burn that resource. So you have time. Especially with decks that want to drop big stuff like Crate Dragons or Reinforcement Walkers, or any villain deck that wants to ramp into all the Star Destroyers. You have so much time. One of the best ways to secure the DJ stealing resource is when you have 5 resources yourself. That is sort of like your hand turn. You can start with a Spark of Rebellion at 5 resources, going down to 3 resources. You can take away whatever the biggest threat is from their hand. Then you can use the hand solo action to go up to a total of 6 resources, 4 active. Then you can take hand out, you can attack with hand, and get up to 5. And that's when DJ comes in, and by that point he's going to be safe to survive. Yeah, insane combo. Okay, so let's talk about the list itself. I want to talk about a couple of things. Obviously, we have the DJ Tech combo that we just talked about. I am still running the 2 Spark of Hope, because my main game plan is still the ramp into like playing my U-Wings and my Home Ones and my Reinforcement Walkers. That's still plan A. But I have this DJ Tech combo as like a plan B. Obviously, if I get both pieces of the puzzle, then I would try to play it. But that is not the main thing that I'm going for. Um, I am testing to surprise strike. The reason being is there's quite a few vehicles in uh, in the deck, and you will not be able to put a blaster on a vehicle. And something that's kind of nice about surprise strike is even though you can resource it early, because we are playing now 3 tech. You could potentially have tech out, and you could pay 4 to smuggle a surprise strike to finish the game, which has happened quite a lot, and like opponents really don't expect you to have this surprise strike smuggle. The last 2 things I want to hit on is I am testing Bright Hope again. It's just such a good Sentinel unit, and fire sprays are still going to be a problem. So the fact that Bright Hope can deal with fire spray for 2 turns is still huge. And the next one is Lackey. The 5/4 ambush stat line is crucial in set 2. I think they get even better. You have DJ, who's like a 3/5. Tag is a 2/5. Like so many units have 5 HP now, and the 3/5 sort of stat line is a lot more popular. So yeah, that's the list. Now I just want to get into a few individual cards. Okay, so Blaster versus Surprise Strike. Uh, Blaster is an awesome card. It's incredibly good in this deck. But like I mentioned, you also have a bunch of vehicles, especially like big ones in the space arena. You have Home One and you have Falcon, and so many games end because you have a surprise strike and you can Home One for 10. That is a lot of damage, and Blaster doesn't allow you to do that. So I am testing the 2/2 split, and it's been working out a lot, especially because I mentioned sometimes I just smuggle surprise strike if I have a tag out for 4, and that really takes the opponents by surprise. The next cards I want to talk about and compare are the Syndicate Lackey with the Rogue Squadron Skirmisher. Skirmisher I think is a great card. The fact that you can return a unit that costs 2 or less from your discard pile to your hand is huge in hand, because you're usually going at a card deficit by using the hand action. But the 4 power is less relevant, especially in set 2. And the Lackey's 5/4 style line is crazy. It gets even better because there's so many 3/5 new units, and so yeah, Lackey's has been putting in a lot of work. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to go back to potentially a couple of skirmishers. I still think the card is incredibly good. But as of right now, I am leaning towards Lackey's being a better pick. The next thing I wanted to just mention is something that we couldn't do before, but we now can do, and has been relevant actually in a few games, especially like something like the big Vader leader. Is you can U-wing for potentially 8 ambush damage. So Lackey's deals 5 damage, the Cloud Rider deals 3. So that is a ton of ambush that you can potentially like flip from a U-wing and then deal with either a big unit or kill like 2 things and then take control of the game. So pretty cool. Couldn't do that before set 2. Just something I ran into and I was like, oh, this is neat. It's cool we can do this. And also I want to talk about Marauder. Been playing a lot of Ray and just like blue hero decks, and they're always gonna run the Concord Dawn Interceptor. I think the card is insane, and it just made me think maybe we do need Marauders. Just the fact that it's an ambush, that it's 4 or 5 and can immediately just kill the Interceptor is a big deal, because your Falcon is so sad to get put down and then have to attack into an Interceptor and die in 2 turns. So maybe Marauder, just because of the stats, not really the one-plate effect, might be something that we need to play. Potentially the new Falcon is something that we could also play, and it's a potential small card as well. So. And And the last thing I really want to cover in terms of specific cards is, the tech DJ combo really is uh, busted if you are able to successfully put it off. So you could potentially put more cards to make this happen more often. You could go in with Recruit to search for either the DJ or the tech. You can go with like R2 to like look deeper into your deck. You can build your deck to have like a bunch of like 3 costs or something like that, and then have 3 people potentially like draw you cards. The one that I would personally recommend is Recruit. I don't really want to go too deep into the combo itself because you have to start adding these cards that are just like suboptimal, and then you start losing I think percentage points to like the overall field. I think Recruit is a decent card. You could play your Greedo with a Recruit. And usually you can have like one resource like floating and play Recruit. So even if you don't find your DJ, even if you don't find your tech, you can still pull your like big top end. You could still get you a home one. It could get you a lackey if that's what you need for if you're into like an aggro deck or something like that. So Recruit is an awesome card. I have been testing it. It is just that the main 50 are so tight. Like you're so you're so tight for space essentially. So okay, so I wanted to make this short to sort of illustrate the struggle of building Han for set 2. I have no doubt in my mind that this is going to be one of the best decks. It is absolutely a tier 1 deck, and it's going to be very, very competitive. So I think we're just the balance of building the deck is between these 4 like quadrants. It's you want to have ramp, but exactly like how much do you dedicate to your ramp? Is it just resupplies, or do you have resupply with the Spark of Hopes? And how many Spark of Hopes are you including? You have the tech DJ combo, which is absolutely insane. It will just if you can put it off, you could just win the game on the spot. How much do you dedicate to that? Do you add the recruits? Do you go deeper and like R2 for 3PO or potentially like other cards? How much big stuff are you playing? You have your U-Wings, your hands, you have the home ones. Well, if you have home ones, then you need to have some really good 3-cost hero units to pull back. And do you include walkers, or do you just have walkers in the sideboard? And then you have sort of like the Rebels plus Mothma package. If I am going to run Bright Hopes and Echo Base Defenders and potentially like Leia, who is again another card that I miss a lot and I need to go back and test with. Well, if I'm running like 15 to 18 Rebels, at that point I want to include Mothma again, because I want to be able to get look through my deck for my home ones and my Rebel units. So yeah, this is sort of like the balancing act that we're gonna do. So the list is going to land somewhere in this sort of like region. I'm not entirely sure what will be the best, but I know that my plan A is always ramp into the big stuff, because Han can do it basically better than anyone else can. And I definitely want to include tech plus DJ. I just don't know if I'm going to go deeper into like having recruits or not. And Mathma is the one that I am leaning less towards, just because it requires you to play so many cards. If you already have tech, if you already have DJ, if you find yourself needing to put either spur the target or waylays in order to deal with some big cards like Snoke and Crate Dragon. Those are the 2 that immediately pop into my mind. Like, how the hell are you gonna deal with a Snoke if you don't have waylay? There's some ways, but yeah, something to think about. And still very excited for set 2 and this hand deck. So that's all I got for today. Thank you for watching.